Alright, so in my previous video I said Uday's S2 will prioritize the unit with the lowest total HP. This is completely wrong. Her S2 actually has nothing to do with HP whatsoever. Even if that unit has 1 current HP or has the lowest total HP, she will not go for that unit. So the way that her S2 works now is that she will go for the highest total current cooldown. I'm gonna show you real quick. Okay, so my TA is maxed out. My Trevor is not maxed out on his skill 3. My Clara is maxed out. And my Abigail is maxed out as well. Now this is the team that I ran in my video. If we take a look, she will always pretty much target Trevor whenever she has the S2 up. Okay, so right here, right? She has the S2 up. Now we'll take a look at the cooldown. TA has 4 turns of total cooldown. Her S3 has 2 turns left, and then her S2 also has 2 turns. So TA has 4 turns total current cooldown. My Abigail has 4, Clara has 2, and then Trevor has 5. Which means she will target this second skill onto Trevor. If I click auto, boom, Trevor gets it. I'll show you one more example, but this time she's not going to target Trevor. Alright, just by changing the position around, I'm putting Trevor was the highest cooldown just now with 5 turns, right? If I put it like this, and you'll see how it goes. So now we take a look at the cooldown. T has 4 total cooldown, Trevor has 5, Clara has 2, and Abigail has 5. So Abigail and Trevor is tied at 5. Now who does she target with the S2? Is it Trevor because he has lowest total HP? No, she will target Abigail, and boom. It's not because she has the lowest HP or whatever, it's because Abigail is at the far right position. And now I'm going to show you one more time. She's not going to target Abigail this time if I proc an Ocean Waves. Instead, she will target Trevor, even though I haven't moved the position around. So I'm going to fish for Abigail Ocean Waves so that her cooldown, total current cooldown will be 4 instead of 5. That way Trevor has the highest cooldown. Alright, so my Abigail just procced an Ocean Wave. If we take a look at the cooldown, she now has 4 turns. So let me just play it out a little bit. Trevor will now use his S3, so he will have 5 turns of cooldown. Alright, so TA has 4 turns of cooldown, Trevor has 5, Clara has 2, Abigail has 4. Like I showed you just now, the exact same lineup, Uday will force her S2 onto Abigail. But because the cooldown of Trevor and Abigail is not tied to 5, she will go for the highest total cooldown unit, total current cooldown unit, which is going to be Trevor in this case. So she will skip Abigail and then go straight to Trevor. Boom, there we go. See? And that's because Trevor has the highest total HP, or sorry, total current cooldown. So that's how she works now. I'm just gonna summarize it real quick. She will target the unit with the highest total current cooldown from skill 3 and skill 2. What happens if 2 or more of the same units have the same total current cooldown? She will then target the unit to the rightmost instead of the leftmost. Pretty much all units in this game will target units to the leftmost, but Uday is different. She targets the rightmost as well. So for example, if you don't know what I mean, Abigail will target her S3 onto the lowest HP ally or dead allies. She will prioritize dead allies to revive them, right? And if there are 2 or more dead allies, she will go for the leftmost ally, which in this case is going to be TA. If TA is still alive, she will go to the next unit. If Trevor is still alive, she will go to the next unit, which is going to be Clara. And if Clara is dead, she will revive Clara. Or if this guy, Trevor, and Clara is dead, she will go for TA. TA is still alive, she won't go for TA. And then she checks if Trevor is dead, she will revive Trevor instead of Clara. That's how Abigail works, or that's how most targeting Esper works. But Uday is totally different. She, instead of going from the left, she goes from the right to the left. Let's say the formation is like this. Abigail just casted both of her skills, so now she has 5 turns of total cooldown. And so is Ever. He just casted his S3, now he has 5 turns of cooldown, so he's tied with Abigail. So when Uday is going to cast her S2, she will check, okay, is Clara the highest cooldown currently? No, she moves to Abigail. She checks, Abigail has 5 turns, she moves on to Tever. Tever also has 5 turns. So they're both tied. So instead, she moves to Abigail, because Abigail is on the right most. If you do it like this, she will target Tever. If you do it like this, she will target Abigail. So positioning absolutely matters. It always has been. If you use an Abigail, you want your DPS to be the leftmost. If you're using Uday, the one that you want to reset more often is going to be towards the right. So something like this. I'm not too sure how Feng Nusi works. I haven't tested that out, but I think it works the same as Uday. Now the reason why she is better with this AI is because if you run an Ollie with no skill ups, Ollie has a shit ton of cooldown. Between his S2 and S3, he has a total of 14 turns cooldown. So whenever he procs his passive, it's going to go to 9 turns, which most likely is going to be the highest current cooldown in the team. So that way, Uday will always target her S2 onto Ollie. So Ollie will pretty much have his cooldown on a 3-turn cooldown. So that is why she is so good now. Let me just run a 4-unit team. Let's see if I win. No. With the current AI change to Uday, it has made her a lot better. She's actually doing something instead of just focusing on that lowest target ally. Is not actually a good idea, because sometimes that ally has the... There, you see? She went for Ollie because Ollie's skill 3 is on a very high cooldown. Now take a look at this one. If I can proc Ollie's passive, that would be nice. Okay, there we go. Oh, it hasn't proc yet. Okay, we proc Ollie's passive, and then when Uday gets her turn, she will prioritize her S2 onto Ollie instead of doing it onto Tang Xuan or Tang Yun. Okay. My Tang Yun is already dead. Okay, take a look at this one, right? My Jin Yao has a 17% HP, while Ollie has 100% HP, but he has a 11 turn total cooldown, while Jin Yao has 2. When she gets a turn, boom, there we go. Ollie gets the reset instead of Jin Yao, and that's why she's a lot better now. If you run her with Ollie, Ollie pretty much has a 3-turn passive. If you're using Uday, make sure the ones that you want to cooldown reset is on the rightmost spot, and that unit has to have the highest total current cooldown. But yeah, that's about it. Ciao.